So friends, today's topic is soul evolution. So first slide, friends, you can see it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We know that our basic needs are physiological needs, which is at the bottom of the pyramid. You can see it's food, clothing, shelter. Once we overcome that need, then comes our safety needs, which is of feeling security and stability. Then comes our need for our belongingness, which is of love, community, friends, family, life partners. Then, as you grow up, as when those needs are met, we go up the ladder of the pyramid. We need self esteem, accomplishing our goals, whether it is mastering any task or recognition in the society. Once we fulfill those needs, then we comes to our cognitive needs. Those are about pursuit of any knowledge or giving any meaning to our life. So you tend to focus on that then, because eventually everything what we do is for emotional payoff. So once we achieve all these as per the ladder, once we achieve our physiological needs, safety needs, belonging needs, self-esteem, as we are always wanting, we always have a deep urge or a deep desire to seek fulfillment, then we go to our cognitive needs. Once our cognitive needs are met, then we want to fulfill our aesthetic needs. This refers to search of beauty, balance and form. And here you want to focus on creativity, maybe some art, some music, some skill sets which you want to learn, maybe some singing or painting. So this is where you focus on. And once those needs are met, then you come to the at the end of the pyramids, which is like self-actualization need. Is there more to life than this what you're doing? Then you come into the stage of meditation, where you want to know who am I, what is my purpose of life, why am I here. That's where you look forward to a deeper needs. And probably all of you who are here today has come to that stage where you are looking at things in a much deeper perspective. We are looking for a much deeper meaning in life. These basic needs of the ladder are met or are fulfilled, so then you look for these needs. And then you come to the next stage, which is self-transcendence state, which is completely about self-actualization, like again meditation or teaching others, meditation, being in the service of others. And so this is the ladder of the pyramid. Now, as these human needs are there, as per this Maslow's hierarchy of needs, in a very similar way, it is the journey of our soul. So first, when we first descended down on this planet of density, on this three-dimensional planet of density, infant soul. And at each soul's journey, you usually take 50 to 100 lifetimes in each soul's journey, and that's how you evolve. But of course, it is our choice to accelerate our evolution or to delay our evolution. You can, from 50 lifetimes, you can choose to spend 200 lifetimes in one level of the soul, or you can overcome that lifetime in maybe 20 lifetimes, or overcome that stage in 20 lifetimes. So infant soul is like, you can take the analogy by the name also, like how it is infant, baby, young, mature, old, transcendental, infinite, who does not understand anything, who is just living for, as per the parents' guidance, as per the limited perception of its own, and they'll adopt the religion of the parents. They will perceive everything as per the society norms, as per the culture, whatever they are learning from their parents. So they have no mind of their own. They have not yet developed the sense of ego, and whatever is there as per the limited perception, they will conceive it and act from that. And that's how those infant souls are there. So they are the early souls, very early souls. And in each soul stage, there are like 7 stages. So maybe the early stages of infant soul and maybe the end stage of infant soul. So there are 7 stages. So the 7th stage of the infant soul, then the next lifetimes, you'll be born as a baby soul. So now baby soul now starts drawing some ego. They start drawing some identity of themselves. Then they grow further into young souls. Now young souls are full of ego. How once a child attains a teenage, or once you're in a college days, between 16 and 30, so you are, or maybe 35, you are full of ego, you are full of excitement, you are full of enthusiasm, where you want to be a mover and shaker in the society. You set your goals, you want to achieve your goals, you seek higher education, you will work tirelessly for a cause. Here you are very high energy, and here you are very much from the ego, you're very egocentric. Anything can hurt you. You are very obsessed for your own growth, to feed your own ego. Your ego is very, very inflated here. Once you achieve all these worldly things, and then you become a little mature. Here, maybe at the age of 50, 55, 60, you gain some more maturity. Similarly, like that, they are mature souls. So the mature souls will always seek for a higher purpose of life. Usually their life cycles are a little challenging, little difficult life cycles, because they want to learn more. They want to really grow much faster and more life challenges in this lifetime. And here, as you mature in your physical lifetime, so same way when the soul is a matured soul, they will be more in pursuit of some higher knowledge, maybe some philosophy, some spiritual bent of mind. And here they will always adopt any quiet religion, quiet faith like Buddhism or Jainism. And usually mature souls will choose the family where there are infant souls also, because then, so that they can guide the infant souls to grow. And also infant souls come as the challenges for them to accelerate their soul's journey. So they both need each other for their spiritual journey. So few of the examples of mature soul are like Einstein, Aristotle, Sigmund Freud, or Karl Marx. So these are the people who are like mature souls, and they do a lot of introspection. Now, as you grow further in your soul cycle, as you grow more birth, you come to old soul. Old souls usually are the one who look. So at this stage, you go into a state of maybe meditation. You understand the futility of the materialistic world, and you want to go much more deeper within. Here, you don't cling to any dogmas. In fact, from religion, you turn to spiritual, and the whole urge is to connect to your source, to experience expanded consciousness. And then as you grow further, then you go into a transcendental soul. Usually they don't incarnate. So first 5 souls, infant soul till old soul, you take physical incarnation. Transcendental souls don't incarnate, and if at all they want to incarnate in this physical life, in this physical 3-dimensional reality, then they come as walk-in, enter somebody else's body and replace with that soul. And then they'll always come for a bigger, higher mission, higher purpose to really for a big transformation in the whole world, to really make a big impact or a big spiritual guidance or a lesson to the whole world. So only then they take birth. Why they come as walk-ins? Because they don't want to waste their time as a childhood growing as a child. So that's why whichever soul gives them the right platform, they'll replace their soul and come as a walk-in. And then even transcendental souls grow further. And as they grow further, they become infinite souls. Infinite souls are the one who has direct access to all the knowledge, who is like Aham Brahmasmi, who is like all that is, where everything came from. So as the soul goes further high, it joins back to the spirit, where it came from, to the supreme soul. So these are the 7 stages of soul. Each soul we need as to grow further. So you cannot grow from infant soul directly to young soul. You have to go to the stage of baby soul, young soul, mature soul, and old soul. So that's why even if you think you're an old soul and somebody is a young soul or a baby soul, so at one time even we were a young soul, even we were a baby soul. So these are the stepping stones for growth and evolution, and we need all kind of this journey to evolve. And that's why from the soul's perspective, there is no judgment. Nothing is good or bad. Everything is neutral, because everybody is acting as per their level of soul, as per their understanding. It's like a baby. If the baby breaks a toy or any expensive showpiece in the house, you don't punish the baby. You feel okay, the baby does not understand, and out of ignorance, he broke that expensive toy or expensive showpiece. But if an adult or if a mature or if a old soul or if a old person breaks it, you'll call that person mad or insane. So from that soul's perspective, from the baby soul's perspective, when you see, there is no madness in what they are doing. So if you say any terrorism or any criminal act, so maybe they are baby souls or young souls. So from that perspective, they feel that is right. That is what is correct for their livelihood or to achieve their goals, whatever their mundane goals are. They feel correct from their perspective. But of course, from a old soul perspective, it is stupidity, it is madness, it is insanity. So, but we have no right to judge anybody, because or we should not judge anyone, because at one lifetime or one or the other lifetime, even we have gone through that stage. Probably we are also adapted to violence or any kind of physical abuse, gone through those stages which we feel today is not worth it, or which we feel is stupidity or insanity. With every lifetime, once the soul evolves, once they vacate the body, they review their whole lifetime, and then they decide which is the unfinished business, unfinished lessons in their whole lifetime, and that's how you decide the next life. That's how you decide the next lifetime, and plan your lifetime or your life blueprint to take the lessons from that, what they've not learned, what is the unfinished business, and that's how they decide the whole blueprint of the next lifetime to learn and grow and evolve. It's like from class 2 you want to go to class 3, even though you know in class 3rd you will have a difficult, it is a more difficult curriculum, it will be more tougher, you'll have to work hard, and then once you pass class 3 you want to go to class 4, class 5. And at any stage, friends, you can always accelerate your soul evolution. You can always accelerate a journey. You don't need to necessarily spend 50 lifetimes in one stage of the soul. If you have learned your lessons faster, you will accelerate faster. So it's like from third, you can directly go to fifth. You can get a double promotion. So same way for the soul also, and that's where free will comes in. Through our free will, we can decide whether we want to evolve faster. Like Valmiki, in one lifetime itself, he became an enlightened master. He was a thief, but in very same lifetime, he became an enlightened master. So friends, this is totally our journey. It is our decision whether we want to evolve faster or want to delay our soul's journey.